Good afternoon, UMLAUF Sculpture Garden and Museum family and friends. I just couldn't get it out. This is Frances, and I'm thrilled that you're joining me again today for our Thursday story time. And I have huge news. The UMLAUF is back open. It opened again on Tuesday. We have some very smart requirements for y'all when you come to visit. Get your tickets, reserve your spot. We have safe distance. We're very experienced in setting up the garden for your enjoyment, considering all the requirements, and we hope to see you there soon. Speaking of coming to visit, I thought I would get a little whimsical today with my story time. I thought, let's just ground ourselves in something a little more magical, a little more, I don't know, a little fairy tale-like. And the book today I chose was Backyard Fairies. It is so darn hot. And I just thought, you know, if we can just imagine a magical world of fairies, maybe we can imagine a world without this, 19th day of 100-degree temperatures here in Austin. And do not let the temperature stop you from coming to the UMLAUF, because we have benches, we have shade, we have all sorts of outdoor comforts that can keep you feeling a little more cool. But let's start with our book, Backyard Fairies by Phoebe Wahl, and illustrations by Phoebe Wahl. Just a quick aside, I was inspired to get this book because I was researching books after reading an article in the Statesman about Austin's Black Pearl Books, started just back in November by Katrina Brooks. And she started this as an online shop and selling at pop-up events. And she is a Black-owned business and very much wanting to grow her business with her family. And I read this article, and she had some wonderful suggestions of children's books. And I went through and ordered some, and I'm looking forward to receiving those. I did not yet get Phoebe Wahl's new book called The Blue House, which is what I do want to read to you all later in the year. But I did like Phoebe Wahl's work so much that I found this first at the Austin Public Library. So 2 shout outs. One to Katrina Brooks, owner of Austin's Black Pearl Books. Check her and her site out. She is in Northwest Austin. This is a picture of her garage full of books, and inside it's full too. So it's online, but these are family members helping her fulfill orders not only from Austin but across the country. And I went yesterday and picked Phoebe Wahl's Backyard Fairies up at the Central Library, where I had reserved it and put it in my queue for a hold. So don't forget to patronize your city-owned businesses, and don't forget to patronize your city-funded opportunities like the library. And I hope that maybe in the near future I can come to the UMLAUF and read to small groups of children from some of these books, since right now the libraries are not opening up. But let's get started. Backyard Fairies by Phoebe Wahl. Beautiful, old-timey illustrations, watercolor, colored pencils, and collage. Have you ever found, while out on your own, and this is our narrator, a tiny, magical somebody's home? I'm not saying we have fairies at the UMLAUF, but then again, I've not spotted one. That doesn't mean they don't exist. See the little fairies? I think young children will like this book because in every page there are fairies to spy. Oh, this one was smoking a pipe. That reminds me of a volunteer at the UMLAUF. Hi, Tim, if Tim's watching. Or sensed a fluttering, flickering flight, gone when you turn. just out of sight. So here's our heroine. She's peering out, but the fairies are over there on the other page. Or heard a little trill or tone, or seen a suspicious looking stone. I like this one because the UMLAUF has works out of bronze, but we have some out of cast stone. And wouldn't that be funny if someone mistook, if that's a word, if someone thought that one of our cast stone sculptures was possibly coming to life? Maybe one morning you wake up to see that the dog's hair was braided by somebody wee, W-E-E, wee, little. This is a funny picture. So there are the fairies hard at work braiding this dog's hair. Sort of looks like Gulliver's Travel. And here our heroine is like, what has been done to your hair? You might leave an offering, then you discover it's vanished by morning, replaced with another. I love this found happenstance, this tree trunk stump, and it looks like it's been ringed with rocks on the top, but then there's a little robin's blue egg in there nestled. Is it the work of all the fairies? Some of these fairies are very curious. They're more magical than some of the fairies I would imagine. Have you ever woke up when the moon is round and crept out of bed to follow the sound of what must be the music of magical sprites singing and strumming and dancing all night? There she is in her bed, but not asleep. That's quite a theme for many books, is children who can't quite fall asleep because there possibly are fairies to be found. You wind through a forest of branches and brambles. The woods are awake, making way for your rambles. I love that word, a ramble. See all these fairies at night? They're haloed, sort of like a Tinkerbell effect. And here our young narrator is sort of searching in the opposite way, but yet she feels, she senses the fairies are around. Where are they? She's just so confused. Where are they? As she sits on a tree trunk, underneath which is very Hobbit-like. It looks a whole shebang, a whole shindig going on at night. The fairies are partying. So fun. You search and you search till you just can't see straight, only turning back home when the hour grows late. She's tired. She's tired. But yet the fairies are still sort of hanging out with her. And here is one fairy with a harp or a lyre. If I'm pronouncing that right. Getting her back to bed. Are they out there, you wonder, curled up in your bed? And actually, this is a great illustration because she's got a lot going on in her bedroom. I mean, she's the kind of girl that likes unicorns, and she's got a cool mobile. But then the fairies are drifting in through her window, bringing flowers. The fairies' reply is right on your head. And wonder why they were bringing her flowers? Well, they were making her a crown. So, as she is wondering, are they out there? The fairies reply, Yes, they were. So thank you, Phoebe Wahl, for this delightful book, and I will hope to get The Blue House, her latest book coming out. I think it just came out this month. Get that from Katrina Brooks at Austin's Black Pearl Books and read that to you another time. I am going to read next week a book by Jacqueline Woodson. Fantastic, very well-known author who has written YA books as well as younger people books. And she's been a Texas Book Festival author numerous times, I believe. And as we move on into next week, I will share that book with you. Thanks so much for joining me. Again, it's Frances. Thank you for supporting the UMLAUF Sculpture Garden and Museum. Please come visit with us. Come check out the footpaths and the gardens and see what you can find. Cheers.